Hi, I'm Voxele, and this is Green Room, my very first 3D foliage pack. In this video, I'll take you behind the scenes of its making, through experiments, mistakes, and a touch of digital magic. Let's begin. Green Room isn't just a foliage pack you can find online. It's a journey, made of trials, errors, and small discoveries along the way. I'll show you how I went from this to this, and what I learned in between. It all started quite a few years ago. I was part of a small team with a simple dream to create something that could entertain people. After releasing a few mobile apps, we moved to Unreal Engine, ready to build something in 3D. But after a while, the project just stopped. I, however, had fallen in love with the foliage I was designing. I spent countless nights tweaking shapes and textures. Then everything froze, and those files became little forgotten icons buried in an old hard drive. Then, this spring, I found them again. If you follow me on Instagram, you might remember my little archaeological discovery. So I told myself, okay, let's remake them, but this time properly. Some assets I could recover almost as they were, others I completely rebuilt from scratch. Every asset had its own story. Some, like Spiral Vine and Noctiflora, just needed cleaner, more efficient topology. Others, like Petalstone or Bloomspike, had to change silhouette to become more readable and interesting. Purple Arum had great intentions and a lot of flipped normals. With Glimleaf, I wanted something with more narrative value, not just two leaves, but a small composition that could rise from water. Soon after came Fairy Meadow, a fun little experiment in Substance Designer. Among the trees, Amberroot stayed almost untouched. While Veilroot was reborn from an old prop that didn't quite make it. I reworked most of it in ZBrush and went bold with an almost horror-inspired color palette. Then came Mossback and Embervale, rocks and foliage that gave weight and life to the scene. And finally, Sunspore, the giant mushroom, the last one and the most stubborn. After dozens of failed attempts, the right one finally came to life. All assets followed a hybrid workflow, ZBrush for high-poly sculpts and Substance Designer for some of the more stylized foliage elements. Everything was built for Unreal Engine 5, with textures packed into base color, normal, and ORM maps. For the leaves, I created a small arrow setup to handle opacity efficiently, without extra maps. The lighting for the renders was simple, just a few spotlights placed carefully to separate each prop and keep the mood soft and clear. The hardest part wasn't building the assets, it was finishing them. I had never really completed a full project before this one. It was a journey full of mistakes, missed deadlines, and a lot of first times. But Green Room marks the beginning, the first port of a much longer creative journey. This is also my first video of this kind, so let me know what you think. You can find Green Room through the link in the description. And if you'd like to follow my process, the place where I'm most active is Instagram. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story, and with a bit of magic. I'll see you soon in the next one.